Today we're going to be testing the NCV7691RCLV1GEVB, which is an octal rear combination light evaluation board from On Semiconductor. The equipment we'll be using for today's test include a DC power supply able to provide voltage from 7 to 40 volts DC, connected to the board through a 2.1mm DC connector pin, an ammeter to measure our input current on the board, and a voltmeter to measure the voltage on the FLTS pin. For the jumper connections to the board, we want to ensure that jumpers open 1 through open 8 are all shorted, and that jumpers short 1 through short 8 are all removed from the board. To begin the test, we're going to power on our 7-volt DC source. And we want to check to see that all the LEDs power on and we have an input current of around 800 milliamps. We want to sweep our DC source from 7 to 18 volts, checking to see that our current remains around 800 milliamps until we reach 21 to 28 volts, where our current will decrease to 400 milliamps, and then our current will decrease to 200 milliamps when we reach the range of 34 to 40 volts. To begin the second part of the test, we want to add a jumper shorting the PWM pin to ground. And then we want to apply a 12-volt DC source and ensure that the LEDs do not turn on for this part of the test. Next, we're going to remove the jumper shorting the PWM pin to ground and move it to the short 1 jumper on the board. After connecting the short 1 jumper to the board, we're going to connect our voltmeter between the ground pins and the FLTS pin on the board. Next, we're going to power on our 12-volt DC source to the board and ensures that the LEDs do not turn on the board. Next, we're going to remove the short we placed on the short 1 jumper. We want to check to see that our LEDs remain off on the board, our input current is less than 8 milliamps, our FLTS pin is set to high, and we want to check to ensure that our ERR LED is on. Next, we want to power on our 12-volt DC source, and we want to remove our open 1 jumper from the board and check to see that all the LEDs turn off. After replacing the open 1 jumper, we want to ensure that our LEDs remain off, our input current is less than 8 milliamps once again, our FLTS pin is once again set to high, and our LED error LED is on. This concludes the test of the NCV7691RCLV1GEVB. For more information, please visit us at www.onsemi.com or contact an authorized distributor.